Hey guys, Colton here for the EV Kingdom, and I am finally back with what if Team RWBY was in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, or what I'll be calling it during the what if for these segments, RWBY GX. Not creative, I know, but it gives me a good understanding. It gives a good understanding of what this is, if you know about Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that. Yeah. Anyways, yes, I know I haven't updated this series in like a year, but to be fair, I did mention in the past that I've been struggling a little bit when I first came back to YouTube. I am good now, and honestly, I've been thinking more about this series and other series I'm doing. I'll also be working on the recording for the part 4 of Yang's What If. And that one, I was really stumped on. I thought I was gonna end it right then and there. Yeah, on the next part. But more about that in that video. Anyways, for all of you who probably forgot about this series and came back, in this series I made it so Team RWBY would get transported to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Now I have a lot more experience with a full what if done and a second one about done. I thought I'd come back to this and see how much I improved. If you haven't seen the other 2 parts, go check those out. And come back here to see how much I improved or if I struggled anymore. Or somehow lost, unimproved. Anyways, in the last part of the series, I pretty much went through everything and up to the Camula fight, which I still believe would happen the same way because Camula is Camula. But having said that, I think that's gonna bring us to the next Shadow Hunter Rider. And before I even continue that, I'm just gonna say this now. The stuff involving the Spirit World and the Submarine Academy are still gonna happen as in canon, and because the Spirit World stuff happened when the guys were in the bath, and I'm not adding Team RWBY there just because that would mostly be more fan service. And second, the Submarine Academy would still happen as in canon because Jaden was the one who dueled Old North Academy. So yeah. Just getting those 2 new episodes out of the way. We actually go to Tanya, the Amazon, Honest, and 3rd Shadow Rider they'd face. Now, she still duels Bastion and wins. And Bastion has his heart torn into a million pieces. Honestly, I'm just been thinking about it, and I think Yang and Blake would just yell at Bastion for pretty much saying he's gonna give up because he can't be with Tanya. More Blake because she's been in a toxic relationship, and she wouldn't call it. In fact, when they get there, Blake insists on dueling Tanya, but again, Tanya's just dueling for a husband and keys. And last they checked, RWBY had the key, so it makes no sense to duel Blake. And also, I'm not trying to sound wrong, it's just Tanya's motivation is to get a husband, so that's my entire reasoning. So that duel basically goes the same as well. With it, like, Ink making sure Ashton isn't just dueling and because of other reasons, we go on to the next part which going through the events in my head, I think we actually get to the brother duel, between, the Princeton brothers duel. And this one, I also have a fun idea. Of Blake, Weiss, and, Yang, Weiss, and RWBY, after hearing how they're treating and Chaz, just go into a huge, just start calling them out for being terrible siblings. I mean, Yang and RWBY are siblings, and Weiss does have an older sister she respects. So, when Chaz is limited to what card monsters he can use, I believe they would at least offer their lowest level monster. RWBY offering her Nosp, Yang offering one of her low level monsters, Weiss doing the same, and Blake is just confused because she's the only sibling. I just think this would be a nice moment for these two moments happening. It would be nice for those who just give them more character or more of a role, and also just to have them bond with each other. Because seriously, we don't really get that in the main RWBY series. Occasionally, yes, but other than that, in the early series, it was we spent some time with Team RWBY, then we spent the next few episodes with Team John, Team Juniper. Either way, the duel still goes the same, and we have Team Sister, which I'm calling them, Yang, Weiss, and RWBY, are cheering Chaz on. He does appreciate it, and at the end of the duel, after winning, he kind of says he has his own girls now, and they all proceed to throw something at Chaz, as for a little comedic effect. Now, I like this idea where I'm gonna add it to the next part, so look forward to that. Anyways, next we have the Dark Scorpion, and like I said before, not much really changes, but since RWBY has a key and not Banner, they can't really get it. Yeah, mostly because in the last part I mentioned Team RWBY's been shuffling the key around between each of them, and so no one really knows who has the key except them. Like, I had RWBY have it at the beginning, and she could have gave it to Blake, and the next day Blake gave it to Yang, and Yang gave it to Weiss, and so on and so forth. Point is, no one knows who has the key. And so the Dark Scorpions don't really have their key. And, Chaz does leave monsters with each of the other keys, so yeah, they all still have theirs. And Chaz still duels them because Chaz, as is Chaz. I also like to add that he kind of points at the girls trying to get his hearing section back, only for them to be annoyed about it. Anyways, that duel still happens as in canon. And we get right to the biggest part of this part. The school spirit festival. Well, I know it's not that, it's just I haven't seen the episode in a while, so yeah. Don't really have much to say for that. But I do have a lot to add. Now, Team RWBY being there, it means that they can participate. And I thought a lot about some of their costumes, and yeah. They hear about it and end up helping Cyrus with decorating. White's using her skills and keen eyes to help make it more lively. Yeah. And the girls go into the room to pick out costumes for the festival. And I really like this idea. Yeah, so Ruby dresses up as her ace monster, elemental hero, little Poison Rose. Been a while since I've seen it, so could be messing up on the name. Let me know in the comments if I'd have. Yang, which I am upset I didn't think of this, and I'm just gonna make a small tangent here. I am really upset I didn't think of this for her temporary ace. But Yang's costume would be Warrior Lady, because when you think about it, it just fits. And also the fact that Warrior Lady loses an arm. So a little bit of foreshadowing, but also it's a really good costume. And Ace Monster I will mention in the next part. Alright, if you guys still want to see more of this series. Which I'll get to more about this series at the end of the video. But yeah, Yang dresses up as Warrior Lady. Blake, I think she would dress up as Lady Ninja. Because, well, the other three I have good reasons for. Blake, I just don't really know what costume she would wear. And they have limited monsters there, so I have to go with something that I believe would be there. So, Lady Ninja. Yeah. Weiss is looking around trying to find an Ice Empress costume, only to find a Silent Magician costume. And not really having anything else, she puts it on and looks in the mirror. You're shocked that she looks pretty good in it. Yeah, she also has to take her hair down. We'll put her hair down, on which makes her costume look a lot more accurate, except for the scar. And after that Dark Magician girl comes, she wants the duel. Here, though, I'm actually gonna change it. Yes, I'm changing in something that happened in canon. And don't hold your surprise. But yeah, I'm actually having Weiss duel Dark Magician girl. Now this is just because Weiss is kind of feeling like she's not doing much. In fact, I think Ruby's doing better in the dueling part of her tests than she is. So, out of inferiority or just wanting to prove herself, she will duel Dark Magician girl. Now, everything's going pretty close to how Dark Magician girl dueled in canon. Weiss having spellcasters are kind of more difficult, but her strategy is still doing well. No, but she's not winning either. I'll say a little more even, but Dark Magician girl still has the upper hand. And with the dual Valkyries. Well, Valkyrians. Valkyria? Point is, the spellcasters that prevent you from targeting others. And Weiss is on the back foot, but I do believe he would end up... She would feel like she's about to lose until she hears a faint voice telling her not to give up. Up with her deck glowing a little bit and her semblance acting up. I don't think I mentioned this in the past, but their semblances haven't really been used or really needed to be used. Or I think I mentioned that they can't use them, but for some reason their semblance, or Weiss's semblance acts up. And when she draws her next card, she draws Silent Magician. Yes, I'm giving her that card because I thought it would be a cool thing, and also it matches her a little bit, and as well as the ice cards. Also, design wise, it just match. So yeah, Weiss does play a Silent Magician, and through anime plot, manages to get her to her highest level and win the duel. Now, they're all just having fun, and at this point, Cyrus gets his kiss on the cheek. And Weiss is having fun with her friends while still trying to figure out how she even got that card in her deck. But after thinking about it a little more, he decides to keep it. And we have Silent Magician out in the background, in spirit form, just looking happy with herself. So yeah, Weiss adds Silent Magician and cards to help boost it into her deck. And honestly, I thought it would be done at this point. And there's not really many Shadow Riders left, so I'll just end it here because I had planned on it ending around this part. Alright, so I'm just gonna spend the next few minutes or seconds in explaining what I want to do with the rest of this series. Now, if you've seen some of my past videos, or at least the one with the deck lists, I have an idea for a different Yu-Gi-Oh! RWBY What If. And yeah, it may not relate to this series, but I do want to at least finish it. Due to how much I've learned from it. Especially with just Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. But I don't think I'm gonna fully finish it. I mean, I normally do it up to the point I know. Oh, Season 4 of GX does exist and is canon, but I haven't seen the ending of GX, or at least Season 4, so I can't really use that season. Plus, I had to come up with a random way to even start it, so I'm planning on just having this series go through Season 1. And yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say. And going back a little bit to what I said about Yang's temporary ace, I thought Guilford Geoffrey of Lightning, he would work. I mean, the person who recommended a Yu-Gi-Oh! RWBY related what if did say Raw, and I do like that idea. It's just Geoffrey of Lightning also fits. Seriously, when I was coming up with this part and the next part, I just thought Geoffrey and how cool that would be. So yeah, her new temporary ace is Geoffrey of Lightning. I know I'm probably butchering that name. It's just I don't have the card with me, and I have another what if to voice over, so yeah. I'm not gonna look it up right now. Also, just use what I gave you and find the card, or if you have the card yourself, use that as replacement for what I say his name is. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Kind of running out of breath for some reason. And maybe from talking too much in a single sentence. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys are still enjoying the series. I hope I've improved from this. And yeah, see ya.